鸡飞狗跳, chicken fly and dog jump. I think audiences just do not expect that from this type of dramas. 八角亭迷雾 The Pavilion is a 12-episode short drama that has just started airing on the platform 爱奇艺. Last year on 爱奇艺, they started to do this category of dramas called 迷雾剧场. Light On consists of short-form drama, 12 episodes each, and all focused on crime, thriller, mystery. It was a huge success. For my longer than 1 year viewers, you know, there were 2 dramas that I highly recommended, and it ended up on my top 2 kind of list of last year's drama, The Bad Kids and The Long Night. Because of that expectation, everyone is kind of looking forward to this year, 2021's Light On. As the first drama that comes out of the about 6 dramas that iQIYI has, we all have a kind of unreasonable high level of expectation. At this point, I'm making this video, the drama has aired 6 episodes and it only has another 6 episodes to run before the end of it. So I did argue with myself about whether I should make a video now or just wait till it finishes, which is next week. I decided to talk about it now because I think the next 6 episodes, however it's gonna play out, will affect how I view this whole drama. And then once you have that happening, you can't unhappen it. It will affect my impression of the first 6 episodes, but I do think the first 6 episodes and my impression of it is worth talking about on itself, so here it is. I'll give it a 1 Goldmine rating, which says it's a good drama, but then it is below my expectation. As usual, I'll talk about the general information about the story first, and then good and bad. Our main character is a middle-aged man who has lost one of his younger sisters when that girl is barely 18 years old. The death was a mystery and the murderer never found. 19 years later, when he is a middle-aged man and has a daughter who is growing up closer to the age of 18 and looking almost identical as his younger sister. And then there's a mystery person started showing up in this little town, seemingly following his daughter. And that was the mystery about we cannot let what happened 19 years ago happens again. This production definitely grabbed a lot of people's attention. First is when the cast was first announced. People were very impressed about how many big stars, acting, performance, and reputation within the industry-wise. Then it's about the scriptwriter, or one of the many scriptwriters, slash one of the 2 directors. On the cast side of things, we have actors such as Duan Yihong and Zu Feng, both very well known, very well established, great actors. We also have actresses such as Wen Zhengrong, Hao Lei, Wu Yue, also super well established. The type of cast that you're just gonna trust fully in their ability to do whatever role you throw at them. Then on the director's side of things, one of the director is Wang Xiaoshuai. If you know a lot about Chinese cinema, you will definitely know about this guy. He's a famous director, scriptwriter, producer, and he's been around since I was a little kid. And he's well known and famous for many films he's done that has gotten him a lot of reputations and awards. A character and a figure of the culture icon, kind of his generation. So when he said he's gonna lead the team to make a short-form drama, it definitely grabbed a lot of people's attention, and definitely a lot of people have super high expectations. Let's talk about good things and bad things and why I gave it such a rating. On the positive end, the first and foremost and clearly most important thing I think everyone would agree is the cast. All the actors, when they come out, you're like, yeah, okay, it's him, it's her, it's all very good. Although I do have to say, I didn't get impressed about anyone's performance because my expectation of theirs is already just too high and I know how good they are. So they performed as you expect them to do, so there's no surprise. The second thing is its production quality. It depends on what you use as reference to compare it to. If you compare it to the average production quality of Chinese dramas, it is definitely on the high end. Everyone uses their own voice, there's no dubbing, camera language, music integration, even the title and ending. But if you want to compare it to last year's kind of king of the Light On series, The Bad Kids, then the visual, the camera language, the stylistic things is not as pronounced. But we do have to recognize The Bad Kids have this director who is known for his visual styles, and he's heavy on camera. It has a strong style and looks and really well designed shots and stuff. In comparison, The Pavilion definitely is weaker in that aspect, but pretty much compared to every other dramas, it's still on the high end of production quality. And then not so importantly, but enjoyable, is it also has beautiful music written. If you watch this drama, you probably will stop and listen to it until it finishes. You wouldn't really want to skip the credits because it's really good, well-performed, beautiful song. By this point, you should have noticed there aren't enough positive points. Things that are not ideal about this drama, and I think probably performed below most viewers' expectation. The first thing I noticed is the younger generation actor is not strong enough. And this story is heavily focused on this female 18-year-old girl who is Zhu Feng, the middle-aged man's daughter, the almost in looks doppelganger of her younger aunt who died 19 years ago. So it's played by the same actress, Mi La, who plays the victim of mystery case that happened 19 years ago and the current high school student. After watching the first half of the drama, I think she did a good job, but just good enough in comparison to every other actor and actresses in this drama to not pull you out of the narrative. Last year, the bad kids, the three kids, particularly Rong Zishan and Wang Shengdi, are so breathtakingly good. The two genius little actor and actress blew probably everybody away. Because of how good they were on camera, it's instantly pulling audiences into that narrative. And then you have all the middle-aged actresses who are very solid and good to act as that safety net, so that the whole performing level of the drama is insane. Whereas this drama, part of that is to do with the young actor's ability, but also part of it is to do with the story itself. It just isn't outstanding. Then the second thing, and I think the major problem with this drama, is the script quality is not good enough. Although I've heard they've spent 4 years writing on this thing. I don't know if it's you've looked at it for too long and try to put too much stuff in it and it turned out to be lacking energy, focus. It's a little bit similar to what I want to talk about the drama Truth, which is it's trying to do a lot of things at the same time and then it kind of just missed the most important thing. For this kind of story setup, the moment you look at it, it's like, okay, the mystery, the case itself should be the focus. But at this point, having watched the first half of the drama, I have to say the setup, the development, the playing of that tension of a not having a face, a dark figure following a young girl in this small town that makes everybody just like worry about a fate repeating. That is just such a strong potential you can play with in visual language, in pacing, in music design. The Hitchcock end of things can go really far with this kind of setup, but in this drama you don't get it at all. And there's not enough thread you feel with how the story is told that's being set up there, that you worry about this 18-year-old girl's fate and how the father is going to respond to the whole thing. Just viscerally, you don't get it. You don't feel the butterflies in your stomach. You are not grabbing your fists at any point watching this drama, worrying about anyone. It just didn't do the thriller and mystery part well. And I would want this drama to focus much more on the mystery of the past, all the clues, the breadcrumbs, and how it affects psychologically the people's lives of current time. They tried to do it, but they did it in the angle of the Bond angle. If you watch 乔家的儿女 that has just finished airing, led by Bai Yu from 中午阳光, where it's very domestic drama and family members, siblings, rivalry, and a lot of those daily ins and outs, fights, piled up difficult feelings towards each other, all kinds of 狗血撕逼. So it kind of cancels out the tension and the threat and the mystery of 迷雾, right? The fog that you can't see through. Almost every episode is filled with this type of fights. Come on. You should be a mystery drama. Give me a little bit of that classic detective thriller mystery Hitchcock feel, because this is what we expect and how you promote it and how this entire category of dramas is promoting itself. But after watching the first half, you really feel it's much more like a domestic drama than a mystery. So that's not singularly just a script problem. It also has a lot to do with what audiences expect this drama would be, or how the platform promoted it. We get the impression that it's gonna be a mystery heavy, classic kind of crime, dark toned, murderer lurking in the little town kind of drama, but it turned out to not be the case. So I would contribute this gap between reality and expectation partly to how they position this drama, and that's totally to do with iQIYI, and I think they did misposition this drama. And then the final thing is unfortunately to do with the success of last year's Light On, just because of how good it was. I still remember how excited back in June, July, everybody was. And then in September again, because of the airing of The Bad Kids and The Long Night, all the reviewers on Chinese media platforms, Bilibili, Weibo, everywhere, were like, wow, this drama, wow, that drama, we didn't expect we're gonna see something out of Chinese dramaland these days. But it did happen. That impression and that hope and that trust that people therefore had for Light On dramas, we have really high expectation of the 2021 dramas. So it's unfair really to the 2021 dramas in ways that it has to outperform in certain aspects at least of last year's two super successful drama. Otherwise we would be disappointed. But it's unfair because those two dramas, whether it's last year's or whether it happened this year or 2 years later or 3 years ago, wherever you position it in time, right, they are on their own great productions anyway. It's just unfortunate situation for 2021 dramas that they happened after Bad Kids and Long Night, and we have been, in Chinese we would say, the appetite of the audiences have been 养刁了. We have become super picky of what we get now. I hope the next 6 episodes would at least turn up a few notches of the mystery crime part and don't keep running in circles with the family drama, 3 sisters, 1 brother, a mother who is old now and kind of getting Alzheimer and forgetting about what happened, and all that messy 鸡飞狗跳, chicken fly and dog jump. I think audiences just do not expect that from this type of dramas. Okay, that should conclude my first impression of The Pavilion, 八角亭迷雾. Thank you for watching New X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.